This is Mancera Amore Caffè, a brand new release from Mancera, and already it's one of my favourite niche perfume releases over the last few months. This is a fantastic, sweet, gourmand and boozy fragrance. Mancera Amore Caffè is sweet, nutty, boozy with vanilla and a hint of coffee. The idea behind this apparently comes from if you have a bowl of vanilla ice cream and you pour a shot of espresso over the top. I could see how the inspiration from this relates to the scent. It does have those scent profiles in here, the sweet vanilla ice cream with hints of coffee, although I wish the coffee note was a little bit more prominent because I love coffee notes in fragrances. Very interesting to have coffee in a fragrance, and I think it must be quite a hard note to replicate because there are not so many fragrances with a very realistic and strong coffee note. Amore Caffè is sweet and indulgent, it's cozy and inviting. When I smell this, I instantly think of a cozy wintry night staying at home, or I think of a date night. I think those are the two situations where this would work perfectly. For me, this wouldn't be a fragrance that I would want to wear every day because I prefer the fresh, the masculine fragrances that actually smell more like typical men's fragrances. This one smells so realistic and so edible that it almost doesn't even smell like a fragrance at all. It's delicious, it's mouth-watering, and it's very indulgent. Now, as I said, I wish the coffee note was a bit more prominent, but what I do pick up in here mainly is an amaretto note, so like an almond flavoured liqueur, and that is poured over vanilla ice cream, and there's a hint of coffee in the background. When I smell this, I'm reminded of the toffee candy that's wrapped in chocolate. I think you'll know what I mean. You normally get them at Christmas. It's very sweet, toffee, caramel-like goodness with a glass of amaretto on the side. So I think this is a great fragrance to wear for a date night, but you really have to enjoy the gourmand style fragrances, so it is one that I would try before just blind buying it, because gourmand fragrances, which means they smell edible, they smell like food, are not for everyone, and you might not enjoy them so much, especially when they smell as realistic as this. For some reason, I think of Kilian Angel Share when I smell this, because they don't smell the same. They're not really comparable if you smell them side by side, but they have a similar structure when you think of a boozy note in the top. So this has the amaretto note, the almond liqueur. Angel Share has a cognac note, so a different boozy note, but still an alcoholic note in the opening. This transitions then into the sweetness, the gourmand sweetness like I described, a toffee caramel wrapped in chocolate, whereas Angel Share has a praline note, which is a very similar candy. And in the base, you're going to have ambery sweetness from vanilla, which is a similar vibe you get with Angel Share. So there are certainly some similarities in the structure of how they're made. So if you enjoy Angel Share, I don't really see any reason why you wouldn't enjoy this. Angel Share is one of my favourite winter fragrances, and as soon as I tried this, I knew instantly it was a love, and ever since I've been spraying it on my hand, on my arm, on a test strip, all I want to do is keep coming back and smelling it. Performance is fairly decent. It's not your typical Mancera beast mode fragrance. One thing I'd like to say about this doesn't have the synthetic vanilla-y sweetness that you get with a lot of Mancera and Montale fragrances. This one smells a lot more smooth and high quality than other Mancera fragrances I've tried. It's not a beast mode fragrance like Red Tobacco. It is one of those fragrances that somebody would smell on you when they're close to you, rather than a fragrance that would really jump across the room and be smelled immediately. As for the price, this is a new fragrance release and it's priced at around 140 euros for 120 ml. This is a great price for a niche fragrance, and I really hope some other niche fragrance brands and designer brands take note at the pricing structure that Mancera are offering. This is a great price value proposition for a niche fragrance. A massive bottle, 120 ml bottle that you're going to wear on a date night or during the winter time. So this is going to last you a long time and only costs 140 euros. There are some niche fragrances that I think smell worse than this and have a worse performance, priced at over double the price that Mancera are charging. So fair play to them for not price gouging their fragrances and actually offering a very good fragrance for a fair price. Personally, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. I really love the smell. It is a beautiful, delicious, mouth-watering smell. It just doesn't smell like a typical fragrance. I would love the coffee note to be stronger because I love the smell of coffee, and you don't often find a strong coffee note in fragrances. But if you love the gourmand, boozy, sweet, edible style fragrances, you are absolutely going to love this, and I really would try it if you can, because it is simply beautiful, it's delicious, and it's very gourmand. This is Amore Caffè by Mancera, the latest release from Mancera. Let me know, have you tried this yet? What do you think of gourmand fragrances? And what's your favourite Mancera fragrance? See you soon.